Welcome to the Escapart podcast. My name is Stuart. Thank you for listening. First of all, an apology for those of you who have been wondering where I've gone. I've not been well of late, and before you say, well, you seemed physically well when we passed you in the high street, or when we saw you on STV2 or other bits and bobs, my illness has not been physical. It's been mental, and I can go into details, but that's a podcast for another time. But right now, I'm getting better. I've been into some very unique, challenging places mentally. I've had to deal with things that I never thought I would ever have to do. I've had to confront things that I never knew I would have to confront. But what I will say is thank you to everyone who's been supportive, even if you didn't know why I was asking you questions that I was. Thank you to everyone who has been there to support the art of escapology and also the craft of magic. And more importantly, thank you to friends and family who have just been around. So, what's been happening? Well, first of all, let's go back to the most recent event. Let's say a big shout out to Andy Robertson in Scotland for his amazing escape. Peterhead Museum Prison. I was watching this like a hawk. To this day, sitting here, going through books and everything else, I have no idea how he did it. I really don't. And it was an absolute honour to be there. Big shout out to Rebecca Taylor for issuing the challenge. Fantastic kudos to the museum staff who were absolutely fantastic, and also the infrastructure around. It's a wonderful place. If you ever find yourself near Aberdeen, do take the time, get the miles on the clock of the car, or get there, because the museum is absolutely amazing to be part of and to witness and to see. It is a fantastic venue, and I just want to really put credit where it's due. Mr. Robinson did a fantastic escape. The setup was brilliant. The organisation behind the scenes was flawless, and nothing but praise for everyone at the UKEA who helped set that up, who put the miles in, who put the time in. It was flawless, and it really was edge of your seat stuff. I have no idea how he did it. I genuinely don't. I wish I knew. But credit where it's due. It was absolutely brilliant. And if you get the opportunity, if you're in Scotland, do get in touch with Andy. If you're in the UK and would like to know more about Escapology and you're not already in a magic club, get in touch with your magic clubs, ask questions. But above all else, do take an interest in all forms of magic and sideshow and everything that happens, because it is an art form. And whilst we may disagree on where to hang the picture, or whether or not a master is a masterpiece or not, then so be it. But we still all want the same thing, which is for people to enjoy what we do. And I think if that's the common ground to go on, then the world is our oyster as performers, both in the UK and around the world. Second bit, huge shout out to Oliver Table and Mystic Mick and Tracy Wise for their fantastic Halloween at the Red Pit Barn event. Fantastic ghost walk put on by Tracy. Wonderful historical references. For those of you who say, well, what's the point of a historically accurate ghost walk or historically referenceable ghost walk? I'll just say people have smartphones now. They will Google. They will fact check you as you go along. And Tracy, as ever, is a performer who is seamless in what she does, and it was absolutely amazing to see that in action and to be part of it. As ever, the Red Brick Barn, Mr. Tabor and Mr. Garrity, Mystic Mick, fantastic performance again, flawless in the execution of what they did. Nothing but praise, nothing but genuine praise for the sheer level of talent of all three involved in that performance over a very long period. It was I think started at 3 and it finished about 8 o'clock at night, so 5 hours of non-stop performing for all of them was really, really impressive to see, and nothing but praise for each and every one of them. Same with Mr. Robinson's performance. Whilst he was only in the cell for a very short period of time, it's Halloween night, it's in Peterhead, it's cold, the museum's not got a lot of heating, so he's been searched in the cell and everything else. He's gone through a full strip search, he's gone through the whole Houdini DeVal methodology, and I've got to put, hands up, I had no idea where, how, or what technology was used to allow himself to get out. If I had a Black & Decker workbench, a lathe, a series of tool, lock cutting and key cutting equipment, several keys, and an oxyacetylene welder, I might be able to get out. He had none of those things. It literally was exactly what it said on the tin. And to watch that on Halloween night, to be in a cell of modern fit out, lock, everything, it was flawless. And I have nothing but praise for Andy, and also nothing but praise for the staff of the Red Brick Barn. Can't speak highly enough of them. Which brings me on to, I think we call this a gratuitous plug. For those of you who don't know, or those of you who aren't really that bothered, or just tuning in because for some reason YouTube has auto shuffled this onto your listen list, I've put some of my recollections of the world records I've set so far into a book. Now, it's not a huge tome. It's about 25,000 words, and it covers 12 records. Strength, lifting, and escapes are in there, and it's just my way of explaining as bluntly and as succinctly as I can what it was like to do the records. There may be a book in the future where I walk you through my entire life, from school through first memories, through everything else, all the way through to today, now sitting here talking to you like this. But for the short term, the book is available on Amazon.com and in Europe, so Amazon.co.uk. The book is called 12 Times to the Max. It is available on Kindle, and if you're looking for something for your Secret Santa at work, or the gift to someone someone you're compelled to buy a gift for but you don't really like, this is the ideal gift. The ideal gift for them. The ideal gift for a newlywed or a college student. I think it's the ideal stocking filler. So that's where we are. That's what we have. I've not been well, like I said. That is why I've not been posting these as much as I should. I would love to get another one up before Christmas, but who can say? All I can say is that I've been genuinely moved by people just involuntarily getting in touch and touching base and saying, "Hi, you're right." Even though physically I look fine, mentally I've not been. But aside from that, and nothing alters what I've said before, nothing but praise for what I saw. It was absolutely flawless. So to go from the Red Brick Barn, where it's mentalism, magic, and a bit of escapology, all the way up to a Houdini-style cell escape on the anniversary of the passing of Houdini himself, to sit there and see all that was absolutely amazing. So the last few months have been traumatic, but they have also been incredibly pleasurable. So with that in mind, thank you one and all. We will go for another podcast in due course, so thank you for listening. Do keep safe. Do support the art in all its forms. So even if there's just a display of Houdini posters somewhere, go and take a look. Actually no, I'm gonna reference something now. I've referenced before, just very quickly. We keep arguing over the rights to Harry Houdini and his name and his legacy. Well, there are so many things called Houdini, from a child seatbelt restraint to several bars, several clubs. You can buy action figures of him. If we are to protect it, then we may be too late, because the horse has already bolted. The horse is out across it's out across the paddock, into the field, into the neighbour's field, and halfway to the village down the road. So the idea of putting the bolt on the door now, it's a bit late, from my opinion. But other people feel that Escapology should perhaps be insular, a bit of a Galapagos, and that's great. But equally, that means we don't evolve with the stuff around us. And I think the art form needs to evolve, because I saw it evolve. I saw it evolve on the 31st of October when Andy Robinson did his escape, because he took something that was written by Houdini and had been road tested on cells of a historic nature, and it was applied to the modern level security style cell equipment, and it still worked. So for those of you who say, well, Escapology's sort of had its day, it's just a bit of a sort, it's got to be sort of in a historic context. No, it can be applied to modern day. The question is, how do you do it? And as with all things, it's an art form, so art is subjective. Just because you think it's wrong doesn't necessarily mean you're correct. I could be wrong. I could be wrong saying that. Someone could come in and say, no, this is it. But equally, the other person could be wrong. So be subjective, be selective, but be open-minded as well. Be aware that there are other people out there doing things that you might look at and go, you know what, I wouldn't have done it like that. But at least they're out there doing it. And with that, thank you all for listening. Thank you for enduring. Thank you for being supportive. If you want to buy the book, a link will be provided in the drop down menu of the YouTube channel. And if you would like to get in touch, then do get in touch at www.escapart.co.uk. And if you'd like to book me for a lecture, I'm available through Escapart. Thank you again. Do keep safe, stay well, and be excellent to one another.